was here to tell all of the fans of APW that there is a new era. It starts tonight. Things are going to change. There's a lot of things that I don't like, and they are going to change starting tonight.
After all that beating, can Nate Saturn make the corner, reaching for his partner? Kevin Tyler, outstretched hand, and here comes Kevin Tyler. And Jeff Paul just rolled out of the ring. Jeff Paul doesn't want any of that. Kevin Tyler.
Oh, now they're going to run now.
Now trying to fire Nate Saturn up.
Yeah, they're going to run now that Kevin Tyler's in here.
Kevin Tyler.
Yeah.
Giving
Things change, big boy.
Oh!
What?
Kevin Tyler. What has he done?
What was that?
Nate Saturn, his back turned.
What?
Taking the brunt of this match.
Forget the match. What the heck did this man just do to his partner? I'm confused. What's going on right now?
Tyler has Nate Saturn up. Oh! The whip switch. What in the world's going on? Just beating the brakes off poor Nate Saturn.
There he comes. There we go, Joe. Come on now.
Matchmaker Joe Brody in. On order.
There we go. Now we got some order in here. Come on, Joe.
True to his word, running them off.
That's right, Joe. You show them boys who's in charge here. I can't believe Kevin done that. That's crazy.
Protecting Nate Saturn. Can't even say. Oh!
What?
Oh, what? What is this?
Joe Brody too! What in the world's going on right here?
Couldn't even stand in Joe Brody. Joe Brody.
Are you
despicable
kidding
act.
me right now?
Despicable act.
Earlier you were out here, you said law and order. I didn't say law and order. I said things were going to change, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Let me tell you something. I got 30 years in this sport. This man here has got 25 years in this sport. This man here has got 15 years in this sport, and there's 8 years right there, and there's championship rings all over us for years. Now, I have been at this company, and I have done everything I can to bring these young people along and teach them about this sport and the way things are supposed to be. But they come in here and they know it better. Well, right there is one that knows now that he don't know it better. What you're looking at right here is excellence. We are now and forevermore the Mid-Atlantic Aces.
Boogaloo, another wonderful WrestleRoni from me and for you. You just saw the footage. We all got questions. I got the man that I hope has the answers. APW Matchmaker and the leader of the newly founded Mid-Atlantic Aces. Joe Brody's back on the show. How we feeling, Joe Brody?
I am fine. I am absolutely wonderful today.
Good. I know it's going to be a rough episode, but let's just right out the gate, Joe. I come up to your TV tapings about a month ago. It rekindled my love for wrestling. I saw the atmosphere backstage. You, Purdue, all those guys went on about how Nate Saturn's the future. Right out the gate, I got to ask a question to calm my own mind, basically. Were y'all conniving back then and plotting against him back then when I was up there in your locker room? Or did something change along the way that changed your opinion on this kid? What happened, Joe?
Well, first of all, I don't connive. I plan. I don't connive. But there was no plan in place at the time that you were there at the APW TV taping at the Mountain State Sportatorium. Let me clear something up here. Nate Saturn's a heck of a kid, and he's a great athlete, and he's got a great future in this sport. But myself and Tony Purdue took time to help him, to bring him to the point that he's at in this sport. All right? And he got ahead of himself, and he decided that he knew better than what the two of us, with 45 years, 55 years combined experience in this sport, have. And his arrogance, his youthful arrogance, brought down upon him the wrath that he received, and it's only the beginning. It is absolutely only the beginning. That kid's going to get taught if we have to beat it into him. It's just going to happen that way.
You're saying this kid's arrogant. The same kid that you guys said's the future, was a great kid, all of a sudden he's arrogant?
You can have potential through the roof. Now, the last time that I was on here, I talked about somebody that was wrestling in APW, and I told you and all the people that view your podcast that I thought this kid had a great future. Well, it turned out that he is an absolute dirtbag. He's no longer with APW. I'm not even going to dignify him by mentioning his stinking name, but he's no longer in APW. He will never appear in APW again. And as a matter of fact, if gravity fails him and he flies off the planet into space, that's okay with me.
Wow. I'll be you. Okay. All right. It really seems like a change in attitude with you as of late. I know you're running shows weekly, and that's just the half of it. You're on the road on the weekend doing shows. Do you think this is catching up with you? You seem different.
Let me correct you about something right now. I run one show a week. That's a television show.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the time, I run sporting events and with wrestling cards. Okay, what APW does is not a show. Our television show is different. That is a show. What I do is wrestling events. There's too many people running around this sport, the sport that I have loved and been a part of for 3 decades, that are treating it in a disrespectful manner, and it's all going to stop anywhere within my sight or hearing. That goes for wrestlers, that goes for promoters, that goes for the so-called bookers, that goes for everybody out there. If you're not with me, you are against me. And that started last Thursday night.
Okay. Now, see, it seems like you're kind of nitpicking, and maybe that's what's kind of adding up and getting you so frustrated. I've heard, events, shows, you knew what I meant, but well, whatever. It is what it is.
What's wrong with this sport
today?
What's wrong with this sport today is that too many people are involved in it, either centrally or peripherally involved, either in the ring, outside the ring, on so many levels, that don't have a respect for it, and they throw around terminology that they've heard or read on the internet, and they don't know what in the hell they're talking about, and they're gonna, all of them, learn one way or the other. The sport of professional wrestling is what I am involved in, nothing else.
And I agree 110%. Some would say it's a little gatekeepy. It sounds like you're kind of picking and choosing who's allowed in the wrestling business here, but is what it is. Why these 3 men, Joe? If this is going to change the business, change the company in your vision, why Jeff Paul, Kevin, Tony, why these men?
The 3 active members, in-ring members of the Mid-Atlantic Aces represent Tony Perdue, 25 years in this sport. Now, he took some time off, but I know for a fact that Tony Perdue respects the sport of professional wrestling because I had a hand in helping train him. Now, we've gone toe-to-toe in the ring against each other years ago on multiple occasions, but you know what? His attitude turned around, his own youthful arrogance, and now he sees things my way. The same thing goes Kevin Tyler. I never had a part in training him, but he's been in this sport in excess of 16 years now. All right. And he's made it to a level that most of the indie people in this area would love to make it to. But you know what? When he tries to offer them a little word of advice, a little bit of that knowledge, they laugh and they roll their eyes and they spurn it. Well, guess what? He's going to start doing it with his fist now. And that's okay with me. Jeff Paul, again, somebody that I had a hand in when he first started in the sport. We didn't get along for years. As a matter of fact, there was practically a blood feud between the two of us. But you know what? Jeff Paul's proved every time he steps in the ring, he's giving it his all. That is what it takes. Not some tutti frutti, fingernail painted up, trash bag backyarder that thinks they know it all in this business, and they don't know anything.
What did Nate Saturn do? I can't imagine. I've talked to this kid. I can't imagine what he did to piss you all off so bad. You said he was arrogant. Can you give the viewers an example?
We tried to tell the kid Kids are getting in over your head. You're asking for matches that you're not ready for. We tried to help him. We tried to bring him along the right way, slowly and surely and correctly. And he thought that we were trying to hold him back. No, we were trying to help him. But now that's over with. He's going to learn the lessons, but he's just going to have to learn them the hard way now.
Joe, as much as I respect you and as much as I respect what you're doing for our area and what you're doing with your television product, it sounds like you are trying to hold him back. It sounds that like you're set in your ways, and the youth of West Virginia, they're just screwed. They're screwed
if he can get in the ring and back up his attitude, that's one thing.
Okay.
But not going to do it. He's been unable. He wanted title shots. He got title shots. How many title belts has he got? 0. All right. If he would have listened and been positioned correctly, took the advice of the veterans that were trying to help him, he might be wearing one of those championship belts today.
All right. Fair argument. Fair argument. Is it just Nate? You see any other folks in the business, young, old, in between, that, especially in your company?
Look, I don't want to name a bunch of names, but there's people all over this business today that don't belong anywhere near a wrestling ring unless they bought a ticket. And they're going to find out. They're going to find out the hard way. They're going to find out the physical way. We are done playing games. The Mid-Atlantic Aces are here to stay. We're taking over. We're going to win not just the title belts in APW, not just the title belts in NICW. We're going to branch out. We're taking over the Mid-Atlantic area. All right? Any promotion out there that wants to draw fans, you bring us in, because we're going to give you what the fans pay for, which is professional wrestling done on a professional level with guys wearing professional gear. All right? There's not going to be any of these fruity-looking kick pads. Let me ask you a question. If you're going to hit somebody with a kick, why do you want to pad it?
So you don't hurt yourself.
Is there any logical reason for that?
Maybe you're kicking them so hard
There's
you
no
hurt your
logical
leg. No,
reason for it. Don't even attempt to throw any kind of garbage out there. Just nod your head and agree. There is no logical reason for it. All it is a bunch of people saw something on TV, on national TV, and they thought, hey, I'll try to do that. It's the same thing with getting in the ring and trying to do things that they never practiced, never trained on. It's just ridiculous, and we're going to point out the ridiculousness of it. It's coming, people. You stay tuned. APW is only the beginning. We're taking over.
I will side with you as far as gear goes. I'll side with you, and I'll say a lot of kids getting into the business were raised on the video games and not the television. But my disappointment, and I'm very disappointed, Joe, I'll be honest with you, I was the first to say that APW was developing the future of our scene. Both APW and PWL. Their training programs and their wrestling cards, event, show, whatever you want to call it, Joe, was developing the future of our scene. To hear you talk now, it's about you guys. It's about 4 men now in West Virginia, and that's it. Is that fair?
That's absolutely fair. That's the fairest thing I've ever heard come out of your sandwich clamp.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so, I mean, at least we know where each other stands now. What do we do when you guys are gone?
I've wasted time and energy and effort on people that didn't deserve it. And I'm done with that. I'm going to give my time, my energy, and my effort to the people that deserve it. And you see them with the Mid-Atlantic Aces. And I'm going to give you a little exclusive. You want a little exclusive?
Of course.
You know how many aces are in a deck of cards?
2?
There's 4.
Okay.
All right? I'm not done. We're going to add another member. I'm going to be behind the scenes, pulling the strings, and we're going to add another member. But you're not going to know who it is. You're not going to know when he's going to be there. You're not going to know how it happens. But there's going to be another member very, very soon in the Mid-Atlantic Aces.
Okay.
We're going to title belts everywhere.
Okay. Well, it's something I can kind of relate to, Joe, because you know what? It's your company. You can do what you want to do as far as APW goes. I was in a spot this time last year where I didn't like what management was doing, but guess what? It was that prick's company, too, so there was not a damn thing I could do about it but eat shit and like it. And that's your prerogative. You're the one financing it. You're the one that bought the cameras, has put in years of work to get to where you're at. But let's talk about the fans that come down to that Sportatorium every Thursday night, that come out to all your events, that have supported you for years now. What do you say to the fans that are so confused and disappointed right now?
The longtime fans of Joe Brody and of the promotions that I have had a hand in for years, they know very well what Joe Brody is capable of. A lot of the newer fans, they're yet to see it, but they're going to see it. They're going to experience it up close. And you know what? They're going to buy tickets to see it.
Very fair. Very fair. But these fans, they're personally invested, Joe. There's a lot of emotion happening right now. You've pissed people off. I've seen videos of people crying. You've made people cry. What do you have to say to those fans that you've upset, that believed in you, believed in your product, believed in your roster, and they're left confused? Do you have an explanation? Do you care? Where are we at?
I don't owe anyone an explanation. What I owe the paying fans is the best product that I can put in the ring. And the best product out there are the members, current and future, of the Mid-Atlantic Aces.
All right. Good point, Joe. There's 4 of you guys. Maybe 5, maybe 6 down the line. I don't know. Do you remember what happened when NWO tried to run their own Saturday night or Nitro or pay-per-view? There's only so many of y'all. You can't run events with 4 people. So
look, you think the young people even realize yet what danger they're in getting in the ring with us? They don't. They don't realize it. They're going to try. They're going to do their best. They're going to take the bookings. They're going to take the matches. They're going to say, oh, we're going to get revenge. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But you know what's going to happen? They're going to lose. They're going to lose time after time after time. And eventually, the ones that can handle this sport will stick around. The ones that can't, they're out of here.
Only the strong survive. So, in a weird way, in your mind, you're doing the youth a favor. It's either toughen up or get out.
That's exactly right.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to understand the mindset, Joe. Like I say, I had a world of respect for you. I still have a world of respect for you. Like I say, I was super impressed when I come up there to the TV tapings. I was there for a locker room meeting. I saw everything backstage. I'm really at a loss for words for what happened. What can the fans expect this Thursday night when they come down to that sportatorium?
You're gonna get some matches. You want me to give you some lineups?
Sure, yeah. Let's do it.
Well, I tell you what. Let's talk about it here.
Okay.
I tell you what I'm going to do. TJ Walker's going to get his rematch for his APW title against Anthony Rucker Thursday night. All right. Now, if TJ wins, he wins. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But that TV title, no matter who has it, it's on the list because the Mid-Atlantic Aces are going to get it. All right. The Axis of Evil, Baron Krause, they're going to be going in against Colton T and James Frost on television this week in a tag team match. The Baron is trying to position his group to get tag team title opportunities. If he gets a win, that'll happen. Okay. All right. James Frost currently is one half of the PWL tag team champions. Those belts are set to be defended on Saturday night in Bluefield, West Virginia. And I'm thinking that there's going to be some major issues there. All right. So Chase Bennett and Jeff Paul for the American title, another rematch. Chase Bennett's got that PWL belt, and he keeps wanting to get title opportunities. He can't get it done against Jeff Paul, and he's not going to get it done this week. But I've got a little surprise for Mr. Bennett this week also. Kevin Tyler, Tony Perdue, they are the new APW Tag Team Champions. I have deemed it so. Anthony Xavier took time off for personal reasons. That's on him. But he lost his opportunity with the tag team belts. The new APW Tag Team Champions, as of last Thursday night, are Kevin Tyler and Tony Perdue, members in good standing of the Mid-Atlantic Aces. So if Anthony Xavier wants to come out and get himself a partner and take an opportunity, we'll let that match happen. All right? We've got an NICW World Title match. Lane Calley is going to be taking on Eric Steele. Eric Steele's got big matches coming up all throughout the next several days. Eric Steele has been a great wrestler in the past, not taking anything away from him. But the thing is, he's very likely to get that title taken away from him before his retirement. Now, he's announced a retirement date, and that's on him. We're also going to have another match that I'm not going to announce just yet, but there's going to be another match on television Thursday night. We've got a huge lineup of cards coming for the brewery on Friday night, Bridge Brew Works in Fayetteville. And, you know, it is what it is. We've got Bryson Phipps coming back for that event. Hang on just a second. I'm trying to get my situation here on my computer set up.
Good.
So that we've got on the 19th at the brewery, it's going to be Lane Calley against Eric Steele in a rematch. It's going to be Baron Krause taking on Colton Tyler, TJ Walker against Bryson Phipps. There's a match between two former APW television champions to determine who's going to be the number one contender if TJ Walker fails to win the title on Thursday night. If so, that'll be a rematch for the title. Chase Bennett taking on Dixon Babb. Jeff Paul against Anthony Rucker. Rucker's going to get his opportunity against the American heavyweight title. And then we've got your boy, and formerly mine, Nate Saturn, teaming with Anthony Xavier, taking on Tony Perdue and Kevin Tyler at the brewery on Friday night. And then I don't even have to talk about the big card in Bluefield. We're going to have Ricky Morton, Kerry Morton. We're going to have the Carlito there in the main event, taking on Jeff Paul. We've also got all of the Mid-Atlantic Aces are going to be there. So matches galore there. There's a PWL tag team title match scheduled. So huge events. We're also on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. We're going to be in Martinsville, Virginia for NICW.
It's a hell of a schedule. There's a lot of concern in a lot of those matches that you announced. Rucker and TJ Walker, that just sounds fishy right out the gate to me. But what are you going to do? Let's talk hypotheticals. You're talking about wanting all the gold in the Mid-Atlantic Aces. Sounds like you got the tag titles. You got the American Heavyweight Championship. Let's talk hypotheticals. What if Rucker, very capable, in my opinion at least, of upsetting Jeff Paul for that heavyweight title? What do you do if Rucker beats Jeff for the title? You going to kick Jeff out? You going to kick Rucker's ass? What are you going to do?
The chances of someone like Anthony Rucker at this stage in his career pinning Jeff Paul's shoulders to the mat for the 1, 2, 3 to win the title belt is statistically zero. There's a infinitesimal chance that he might, if Jeff slips on a banana peel or something, that he might get that win, but I don't see it happening.
Please underestimate him. Please. I hope Jeff underestimates him just as much as you are. Good.
We've been in strategy sessions all week.
No doubt in my mind. And I've talked to Rucker on the phone every day this week. He's well aware of what you guys are capable of. Like I say, just please underestimate him. Lane Calley getting 2 title shots. Why are we in love with this kid all of a sudden?
Hey, you know what? Lane Calley's one of the ones that's got a little bit of youth on him. He needs some help. He needs some fine-tuning, but he's willing to listen. And he's not one of the youth that I have mentioned previously. How about that?
This time last year, me and Lane was in the thick of it. We was going into a match in Monongah, and I said if his team won, I would leave RSW. Guess what? They won. I'm going. And I'll give him.
The proof is the results.
He's a smart, conniving prick. But I left. And I was bitter, Joe, and I hated the wrestling business. I thought there was no hope for this scene. And then I started watching some APW. And, of course, I've got my roots in PWL, and I thought there was hope. And it sounds like APW is just going to become the Mid-Atlantic Aces show. And it doesn't sit right with me. I'm losing the faith again.
Anyone that wants to step up to the plate and take a swing, the Mid-Atlantic Aces are going to deliver the ball right over the plate. If you can knock it out of the park, more power to you. But you're going to have to go through us to get it done.
4 of you. That means 4 athletes from our area have to get on the same page, which is insane. It is never going to happen. Get 4 of these guys these egos, these undeserved egos for the most part, on the same page to take on you guys. You know what you're doing, Joe. Like, I never said you weren't smart and you have time and experience in this business, obviously. You know there's nobody coming together to take on you guys.
I just want to go over my resume just a little bit. All right. I am a former 4-time Appalachian Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Champion. I am a former Appalachia Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champion 3 times. I am a former WVPW West Virginia Champion, and I am a 3-time United States Heavyweight Champion. You think that I know a little bit about winning title belts in wrestling? I think I do. I've been around a long time. I'm gonna tell you something else.
Okay.
I wrestled on cards with people like Sting, Ted DiBiase, Tully Blanchard, the Iron Sheik, Pez Watley. I've been in the ring with the Rock and Roll Express and Bobby Eaton. Guys like, I've been on events with people like the One Man Gang, Bobby Fulton. Buddy Landale was a good friend of mine. All right. I've been around this sport, around people that treated it the way that it was supposed to be treated. Ronnie Garvin, for God's sakes. Look, when I tell a young guy, listen, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to fix, and they roll their eyes at me and they walk off and they snicker about it, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start slapping people's bicuspids out. All right? I'm done with it. I know what I'm talking about. I know this sport. If they don't want the benefit of that knowledge and that experience, that's fine by me. They're going to get it, but they're going to get it in a painful way.
Okay. And you deserve all the respect in the world for the titles, accomplishments, the ring time, and everything. I want to put that out there first. Joe, you've told me yourself on this show you have not watched television wrestling since the 2000s.
I have not watched more than 30 seconds of WWE programming since sometime in early 2000. I have watched exactly one AEW match, and I made it about 5 minutes, 6 minutes in on their first national television show, and I said, I'm done with this, and I haven't watched any of it since. I don't pay attention to other indies. I don't pay any attention to other indie promotions. There are people out there, individuals that I know and respect, that I watch them. Okay, there's a man in Louisiana that I know from my time down there that just won the AIWF. I think it was their North American title. Gil Guillory, top-notch guy, excellent wrestler, been around a long time. I respect the heck out of him. And I made mention of that online just recently. Haven't talked to him in about probably 10 years. But I know him, and I respect him, and I know what he's capable of. You know, there's people out there in other states. There's a young man in Florida that has come and wrestled for APW almost a year ago, or a little over a year ago now. And he's making some waves in Florida. I'm watching him. Jake Sterling, excellent young guy. There's people out there like Victor Andrews. You know, he no longer is associated with APW, but I respect the heck out of him. He's a great athlete, and he's a heck of a wrestler. And he's not afraid of doing what it takes in the ring.
Well, that was going to be my point. You know, if you're not paying attention to what's going on, one of these guys can come in that you're not aware of and bite you in the ass. But it does look like you're looking at talent in the area, so you know what's going on. But with all due respect, Joe, the times are changing. You're kind of stuck in 1990, 1999. The times are changing. I appreciate the product. I appreciate what you're going for.
No, I'm not. You know where I'm stuck? I'm stuck in the era when wrestling was wrestling. Anything from 1965 to 1985. Okay. All right. That's wrestling was wrestling. That's when you had to be a man to get in this ring. You know, when I got trained, there was a guy was about 6'3" and was 280 pounds, and he beat the living dog crap out of me for about a month before he ever smartened me up to anything. You think that these young guys today would take any of that? They come to training now and they can't take constructive criticism, let alone having somebody clothesline you like they're turning an old sock inside out.
All right, so there's a crazy double-edged sword. I'm glad you said that. I'm right with you on the can't take criticism. I've seen it, I've heard it, I've read it. 110%, 110%. But on the other side of that sword, I have to argue it's a good thing. I'm sorry and no, I'm not sorry, because it made you the man you are. It made a lot of our heroes in wrestling the men they are, getting the shit kicked out of them. But I still have friends in this business. I know Rucker got the shit kicked out of him his first few times in training, but his original trainer, well, I'll say, is a piece of shit. I don't think you want to be known as a piece of shit at the end of the day. Are you saying that guys should get the shit kicked out of them for a good month before they start learning?
I'm saying that there are far too many people allowed in the ring in this sport that have never had to make the sacrifices that I had to make. Getting in the car with 3 other wrestlers and driving all the way to South Carolina and helping set the ring up, and then wrestling twice, and then helping tear the ring down and drive back, and I opened my payout, and I got $5 for it.
Right.
Okay. But you know what? I was glad for that, because I was getting opportunity to be on cards with people that knew what the heck they were doing. I was working cards back then with some of those names that I mentioned earlier. And you know what? I kept my mouth shut, and I kept my eyes and ears open, and I listened. If anybody offered me a bit of advice, don't you think I listened to it? Yes, I did. I soaked it up like a sponge. All right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I got to where I got in this sport. The level of disrespect that's shown today by the young people in this industry is just absolutely abysmal.
And I can kind of agree with you on that. But there is a part of me, Joe, that wonders. I know talented guys that were in the business, and the business was shitty to them. Hell, I'm one of them. The business has been shitty to me, but here I am. But I know guys that were super talented, were getting over, were selling tickets, Joe, and the business was shitty to them, and they left. And I'm not going to say it was fair treatment. They were treated unfair. So my point being, you might be running off some guys that can make you some money. There's a slight possibility. It's a very slim chance, but there is that possibility.
Anybody that wants to get in the ring and be a professional wrestler has an open invitation to come to APW. The thing is, don't come in and have an attitude and not be able to back it up.
I can't argue that. If you should think, okay, fair enough. If you think you're the cock of the walk, you better be it. You better back it up. And that's the same in the real world, So
it is exactly the same in the real world. I was talked to worse by my peewee and midget football coach than most of these kids today get, with veterans trying to give them constructive criticism, and they can't take that. For God's sakes.
Can you give me a story of somebody young in the business and just something that really pissed you off? It doesn't have to be not taking advice, but give me an example.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. If somebody is coming to my television show and they're getting booked, that means I saw something in them. Okay? But you pull them aside and you say, look, you can't come out here on TV week after week and you don't have wrestling boots, you don't have any gear, you're wearing the same thing week after week on television. Kid, invest in yourself.
Okay.
Guess how many of them do that?
Mm-hmm.
A very, very small percentage.
And I didn't even answer the question because I know. And it's not just kids. It's guys my age. It's guys that's been in the business. So I get it. I do.
Let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
Do you want to pay your hard-earned money to go to a pro wrestling event and you've got match after match after match with people in the ring, number one, that don't really know what they're doing, and number two, that have not invested in themselves enough and have enough respect for the sport and for the fans to even have pro wrestling gear?
Yeah, of course not. But
okay,
I'm a hardcore.
Now look, I'm an old man, okay, but I have a bag full of gear still that can outfit an entire card.
Right.
I own 6 pair of wrestling boots myself. It disgusts me. It disgusts me to see guys coming out to the ring and wearing some of the crap that is allowed today. It absolutely disgusts me. It's disrespectful to the people that came before them. It's disrespectful to the promotion. It's disrespectful to the fans.
I'm seeing crazy drastic changes in the past 10 years as far as maybe New Jersey, New York, GCW, promotions like that. Drastic changes. I'm talking we got invisible wrestlers going through doors. But Joe, here's the thing, man. I'm a hardcore wrestling fan. It might not be for me. GCW is making money. They are selling out. They're bringing in the casual fans that don't know a lot about wrestling, but it's cool to see an invisible guy go through a table, as ridiculous as that might be. My point is, in the year 2020-25, maybe we got to start being a little bit more open-minded.
Nope. There's plenty of places to go if people want to see that. What I want fans to see with APW is professional wrestling. I'm not going to be a part of anything other than professional wrestling. And what's going on and what's being allowed. And look, GCW, I've never watched one of their events, but I do know that someone that I respect greatly, George South, had a hand in teaching me an awful lot in this business that's worked for them. I know Ricky Morton had just announced recently that he's going to work for them. Mm-hmm. That's fine. That's all well and good. And the fans are going to get their money's worth with those guys. Okay? So I'm not trying to put them down. Right. What I'm saying, that's not what I'm presenting.
And agreed. And I understand where you're coming from on that. I do. And I mean, it's obvious when you watch the product exactly what you're going for. Now I lost my train of thought where I was going with that, but that's okay. As far as being frustrated.
Well, hold on, listen. Mm-hmm. I think I heard you shake your head. I think that little BB rolling around inside your skull was making some noise there. So keep thinking about it.
I'll be honest with you, Joe. I came into this interview a little pissed off, a little disappointed because, like I say, I saw you and Jeff as the last bastion of hope for our area. That's where I was going. There's my segue. Talking about the last bastion of hope.
I knew you'd get to
it. It came to me. It came to me. As far as APW, in my estimation, I think it's been a damn good year for APW. So, as far as your vision for what you want your product to be, what can wrestling fans expect rolling out to the end of the year, 2025 APW?
Pro wrestling. Pro wrestling.
Can you assure me that the best wrestlers are going to be the champions at the end of the year, or is it going to be the people Joe Brody approves of, has those titles?
Look, once somebody gets in the ring, it's on them to win or lose. Okay? It's on them to perform.
Joe, we both know better than that. It's pro wrestling, man. Especially with you being the matchmaker, there's all kinds of tricks we can pull.
Well, that's just adversity building character.
Fair argument. Can't even get mad at that. I mean, fair
I'm going to go farther in my own life, and I'm just going to tell you something. About 40 years ago, I earned a title that's still with me today, and I carry it right here. It's the only thing that I care as much about as I do professional wrestling, and that's the title that I earned of a United States Marine. You think it was easy to go through Parris Island? You think it was easy to do the things that I did and was asked to do and told to do the entire time that I was in the Marine Corps? No, it wasn't easy. It absolutely was. That's why it's the few and the proud. Okay? And I learned trial by fire. Adversity builds strength and character. You know what pain is? Pain is weakness leaving the body. The more you train in peace, the less you bleed in war. And I've offered and offered and offered for some of these young people to come and train and learn this sport. They don't want to take me up on it. That's fine. Learn it the painful way. Learn it in the ring in front of fans when you get embarrassed.
All right. Okay. Give me some of the young ones that have adhered to what you said and that you might be proud of in this day and age. They might not be young now, but some folks that you offered advice to along the way and have done something for themselves in this sport.
Tony Perdue is somebody, like I said, that I had a hand in training him. He came to me when he was 19 years old. And Scotty McKeever and I trained him, and man, he's held championships and You know, I've been in the ring with him. I've gone toe to toe with him myself years ago. Those matches are out there on Rumble and YouTube from 25 years ago. And man, I couldn't be prouder of him. There are people that are no longer in the sport that I'm still proud of because of what they accomplished and how they handled themselves. Tommy O'Ryan, excellent professional wrestler. You know, there's a lot of them out there that will not acknowledge the hand that Joe Brody had in forming them into the wrestler that they are, and that's okay. I don't need praise. I don't. I'm not looking for praise. I don't need praise. What I demand is respect. And you know, there's some people out there running around claiming to be involved in whatever capacity in this business side of things that have not shown me respect. And you know what? Sooner or later, I'm going to teach it to them, one way or the other.
I have to side with you on that as well because, believe me, there's a lot of idiots our way, whether it be promoters, workers, whatever. A lot of stuff I've been seeing on social media recently, Joe. There's a lot of just big guys in the business. I definitely want your opinion on this. That's seeing these younger guys, and just because they have some size on them, they just think they can make posts and run them down and bully them. What do you think about these social media tough guys? I guess I'm trying to get at.
Well, I'm not going to get into it, but I think you know, and anybody that's known me for the last 10 or 15 years knows how I feel about that and the actions that I'm willing to take over that.
I got you. Okay, well, it's just, yeah, it's a hot button topic this week. So okay, fair enough. So what's the plan going into Thursday? I know you're not going to give me the complete plan, but at the end of the night, what's some goals? How about that? What's some goals by the end of the night Thursday night?
Title belts and glory and the delivering of pain.
You got a lot of young guys on your roster, Joe. Do you have it in for all of these young guys? It sounds like Lane Calley's winning you over for whatever reason, but
I don't in for anyone.
Okay.
I don't have it in for anyone. I want them all to be the best that they can be. And I'm trying to today, I'm trying to teach them. But they've decided that they don't want to learn it the correct way or the easy way. So they're going to learn it the hard way.
And see, Joe, this time last month I would have believed that. But I have to, the way you went about it is my point. You act like you're going to save the kid. You kick him in the gut. And 3 men beat him down. Is that how we're teaching lessons now? 3 grown men, professional athletes at that, are going to triple team. You're not even going to see it coming. We're going to blindside you. Like,
he put himself in that position. He absolutely put himself in that position. But you know what? Young Nate Saturn learned a lesson, didn't he? You think he's going to turn his back on anybody anytime soon?
Fair.
You think he's just blindingly trust anybody anytime soon? Nope. We taught a lesson. The lesson was learned.
Good lesson to teach. I agree 110%. But, Joe, I think you're missing the point. You guys could have hurt this kid. Y'all some big boys, and it's all of you on one. Where do we draw the line? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do we draw the line? Somebody's going to get hurt, Joe.
Look, the Mountain State Sportatorium has seen wrestlers carried out on a stretcher and taken to the hospital in an ambulance a little over a year ago.
Okay.
And, if that happens, it happens. Now, we're not trying to hurt anybody as far as to that level, but if it happens, it happens. This is a tough sport, and you got to be tough to deal with it. I don't want to hear crybaby stories about this, that, and the other. In 30 years, brother, I've missed 3 bookings. 2 of them because I broke my ankle in the ring. And you know what I did? Because I was making my living back then as a wrestler, I took a hacksaw and cut the cast off my ankle, and I put a gel brace on, and I put my boots back on, and I went back to wrestling.
Okay. And that's,
I've lost marriages over professional wrestling, and it's something that's very, very, very important to me, and I'm going to make it important to these young guys.
okay. Okay. My other method wasn't getting through to you. You've built a legacy, Joe. You're still working on a legacy. At the end of the day, these actions recently, in my eyes, it hurts that legacy, Joe. You're not going to be remembered as this proud, honest man. What you did to Nate Saturn was not honest. He thought you were on his side, and you kicked him, and you turned on him, man. What do you want your legacy to be?
I spiked him on his head with that DDT. The same DDT I used to win titles for years.
You spiked a rookie on his head. Are you proud of that?
I did. Yes, I am, because he learned a lesson. He didn't want to learn it by me talking to him.
What about those fans in the crowd that you used to talk to before every show and everything? That's what I'm talking about. Your character, your legacy. You just put a dent in that. I don't know if you realize that or not.
The fans that have been around for years know me, okay? They've known me. There are a multitude of older videos from my career out there on social media that are available. And any fan that didn't think that I was capable of what I did and what I'm doing was only fooling themselves. I've always been capable of it.
Yeah, I mean, the footage speaks for itself. But now you're running a company, man. Like, you have a company syndicated nationwide. What, 27 states, 27 stations? I know you're everywhere. And that's your reputation on the line. Not just your reputation, a whole company counting on you.
Fans of professional wrestling are going to appreciate what we're bringing to the table in the ring. They're going to appreciate it. Do you think Terry Funk, when he was the world champion, cared at all about anything other than being the world champion? What about Harley Race? 8 times world heavyweight champion, when that was a real world title that meant something. You think he cared about anything other than that?
You make a lot of valid points, Joe. You do. And that makes it even more frustrating, because I understand the logic, but still, I'm for moving forward. I'm for building the future. Again, we've only got so long with you, Jeff, and everybody until the Nate Saturns are at the top of the card, the Ruckers, the, God forbid, Lane Callies. So with you guys just looking out for you instead of looking out for youth, where are we going to be at 10 years from now?
Don't you think that these young guys are going to learn hard lessons against us in the ring that they're going to carry forward into that future? They are. They're going to learn some very hard and very painful lessons, and it's coming. Mark my words, it's coming for a lot of them. But you know what? They're going to be better for it in the end if they have the testicular fortitude to stick it out in my sport.
I get it. And if they go through the fire, they're going to come out a bigger, better man. I get it. What about those guys that aren't wired mentally for this? I've saw them come and go. Again, I go back to I've saw crazy talented people that could make you money that aren't in the business anymore because of how they were treated.
If they're not in the business anymore, they were never meant for it anyway. You think it was easy on me over all these years?
Times are changing.
Was it ever easy? No, it's never been easy. You have a deep, true love and respect for the history and the tradition and the sport of professional wrestling. And they're going to learn it, or they're going to get out.
Again, I get it. I get the logic. But a lot's changing in the world, Joe. I can't stop it. You can't stop it. The culture's different.
That doesn't mean I have to endorse it. I'm not endorsing any of it.
And I don't think anybody in their right mind would expect Joe Brody to endorse it. But is there any level of understanding? Again, let's talk about money. Let's talk about selling tickets. you can't be a hard ass and just go beating up everybody, especially, like I said, some of the guys that come to mind that aren't in the business now because of how they were treated. I promise you, there's no doubt in my mind they could sell you some tickets. There has to be some sort of acceptance is what I'm saying. You don't have to endorse it, but I don't think spiking a kid on his head is going to solve anything. He's going to learn not to turn his back on anybody, but he might turn his back and go home, and you lose some Nate Saturn fans, you're losing some money, man.
All we're doing is toughening them up. If they can't take it, they don't belong.
All right. You're just as hard-headed as I've been told, so I tap. You win. I tap, man. It's frustrating, Joe. I really believed in you. I believed in Jeff. I believed in what I still do. That's even more frustrating. When I see actions like this, it's even more frustrating, Joe. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm calling it. This show at Mercer Mall, we're going to have a huge crowd. A huge crowd's going to be up there. Are you going to go in there and just do whatever the hell you want? Or are you going to give the fans what they want? A legitimate wrestling contest between two athletes, or are we just going to have shenanigans all over the place?
Well, one of the matches Saturday is going to be me against young Nate Saturn in a singles match. So we'll find out. That's only one. I'm coming out. I'm putting my boots back on, and I'm going to teach some hard lessons.
Okay.
And that goes for all Atlantic Aces.
Let's go back to those hypotheticals, Joe. Let's say you go in there because you sound pretty confident. What if you're too confident and somehow, some way, that kid upsets you? What do you do then?
If he beats me, he beats me.
Will you shake his hand?
Good on him. You know what? Maybe.
It's better than a no. Okay. Okay. All right, Joe. Well, Joe, we're rolling into the final 10 minutes. Final 10, you know how we do. If you want to talk about upcoming shows, merchandise, you can, anything you haven't said that you need to say, get off your chest, and we might as well just have at it.
There's a lot of events that are going to be coming up. We're going to be going back to Bland on October the 25th. We have our Halloween event at the Mountain State Sportatorium on Thursday night, October the 30th. We're going to have a kids' Halloween costume contest. We're going to give away candy to all the kids under 12 that come in, and prizes to the winners of the costume contest. We've done this. This will be the third year that APW has done this. It's not like I don't care about the fans. I care about the fans, but what I care about is the quality of wrestling that they see.
That's fair. I'm conflicted, Joe. I came into this, I respect the hell out of you. I didn't like the actions, but now that you've kind of explained your actions, I'm even more frustrated because I understand the logic. You've left me more confused than I was because I get where you're coming from. But I've always been the first to say West Virginia needs to make some new stars. We need to advance the future. And it doesn't sound like you're trying to stifle the future. From what you're saying, it sounds like you're trying to help them along the way. It's just, dare I say it, tough love.
That's exactly right. The foreseeable future is the Mid-Atlantic Aces. Everyone's going to find out. 2026 is going to be our year. We're taking over everything. And like I said before, if you're not with us, you're against us.
And then you go right back to it. I'm saying maybe there is hope. But no, from here on out, it's about four guys. It's about Jeff Paul, it's about Kevin, it's about Tony, it's about you. There's a lot of spots on these events, Joe. It can't be just you guys. We have to make new stars in this area.
Absolutely. All they've got to do is come in there, get in the ring and beat us. That's all they have to do is get in the ring and beat us. Whether it be singles, tag teams, six-man tags, whatever.
The last bastion, I hope, in this scene, there's maybe 4 decent promotions. PWL, I'll say it right here. Fuck it, I don't care. Sorry. But PWL, APW, I'll give ACW their due, And starting up in Elkins, I'm very curious to what Mountain State Wrestling is going to be doing. So there might be a chance there as well. But again, that, in my estimation, the dork watching everything on social media, PWL and APW aren't looking very good right now. If it's just going to be,
explain to me in what way we're not looking very good.
It sounds like
the best matches, the best wrestling matches.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. 110%. 110%.
The top level of talent available consistently is unmatched in this area. I have been on the phone with other promoters just today, working things out. Things are going to change, I'm telling you.
And good. And I saw the changes. I believe that you're still going to work on developing the future of this business, but I don't think you care about the future of this business.
See, that's where you're absolutely 100% wrong. I'm doing what I'm doing because I care so much about the future. I don't want to leave my sport in the current state that it's in.
That's fair. Okay. And I will never deny you that, Joe. I know you love this. I was going to say as much as I do, but guess what? You've been in the business. You've done it. You probably love it more than I do, and that's crazy talk because I love this shit too. So, hey, man, I do. I wish you the best, but I really wish the four of you guys would take a look at your actions, and I just don't like the way you're going about it. I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Well, you know what? The last time I checked, I didn't care.
Yeah. There you go. I would like to consider myself a voice for the future of this business. I've been the first to vouch for them, and you don't care about my opinion being. But hey, maybe I'm too conceited. Maybe I think I'm more than I am. So we'll leave it at that, Joe. I guess. But I do understand you better now. I will say that. But I'm so frustrated, and the fact that I do understand you adds to my frustration. I think I'm just going to leave this podcast. This will go up, but after this, I'm going to take a step away from the business because you've left me confused. I don't know, man.
Confusing you is not a hard task. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and ABC are beyond the average level that I see from you most of the time. Now, I'm on this podcast because I had something to say, and I said it. I let you know. I let all the fans know exactly where I'm coming from and exactly what's behind my actions and the actions of the Mid-Atlantic Aces. If you see us on the card anywhere, you know that you're going to see quality professional wrestlers, quality professional wrestling, people that have invested the time and the energy and the effort and the money in professional gear, so that the fans don't have to look at the same thing they see walking up and down the aisle at Walmart on the average Wednesday night in the ring.
I'll get that. I can't disagree with. I agree with 99% of what you're saying on here, 99.9%. But I'm very curious what the landscape looks like a year from now. I am very curious. So. Time will tell, Joe Brody. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, and you'll save the world. I hope you do. Somebody needs to save us around here. I promise you that. So, hell, try it your way. What the hell can Spooky Lou do down here with my damn podcast? Not much. So,
I don't need an endorsement from anyone to do what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing for the future of the sport, whether people like it or not. In the ring, out of the ring, in the seats. It doesn't matter. I'm doing what I'm doing for the future of the sport. Everyone should know that at this point.
See, and like I say, I'll give you that, Joe. And I thought, I thought we were on the same page, and I thought there was some sort of mutual respect there. But it is what it is.
Man, I'm not coddling you or anybody else in this sport. Okay, in the business side of professional, I'm done.
I'm a grown-ass man, Joe. I don't need coddled by you. I don't need coddled by... Believe me, I have not been coddled in this business.
You think that I need your endorsement for my actions and my behavior, and I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you I don't.
You didn't have a problem when I was endorsing you, when I'm plugging your stuff on social media?
my conscience is clear. I lay my head down at night and I sleep like a baby when I sleep, brother, because my conscience is clear. I'm doing what I know to be right. I don't need the endorsement of anyone.
See, and that you can sleep at night after what you did to Nate Saturn, what I'm sure you're going to do. Yeah, you've done your stuff in the past. We've all seen the video, but I really thought I still respect you too much to say what I really want to say, Joe. I'll leave it at that.
Well, that's probably a good thing. Fans, come out to APW events, and you're going to see quality pro wrestling. You're going to see athletes that have dedicated themselves to this sport.
I appreciate it. Joe, I will ask you if you would please hang on the line after we wrap this up so I can talk to you one-on-one in private. To the listeners, this is why we do it. We want answers. We got answers. The future's looking bleak, but still, you got to see what happens. So get down to the Bradley Fire Department. Please report back to me. Let me know what's going on. Get down to Mercer Mall this Saturday. He named all the shows APW, NICW is doing. In the meantime,
Bridge Brew Works in Fayetteville Friday night, Bluefield Saturday night, Martinsville, Virginia for NICW Sunday afternoon.
You're welcome for the plug, Joe. Treat each other with kindness and respect. Go out there and live your dreams. Don't take no shit from nobody. Please listen to me, APW Locker Room. Stand on business. Do what you got to do. Spooky Lou loves you. Maybe we'll be back eventually. At this point, I don't care. I really don't. We're out of here.